It's time. The culmination of the weekend. Sorry, Andy. The petite finale was not it. We are here for the grand final. Andriy against Diomed. Imperial Nobility against Necromantic. One more time. This is their pass to the final. Andriy with Nobility knocked out Spartacus on Lizards in the quarterfinal. That was a drawn first game, won the second game. In the semi-final, ran into Wentros. We've just seen Wentros playing against Andy. Won the first game, then Wentros came straight back with a big win in the second game. But Andriy pulled through to make it 2-1 in the series and go through to the final. Diomed was in the other half of the draw, of course. Played against Sergal's Orcs in the quarterfinals. Won that 1-0. Then was up against you, Andy. What happened?
What?
It was a really fascinating two games between Andy and Diomed. I have to say, two incredibly high-level games of Necromantic mirror play. When you see the score 0-2, it makes it sound like it was something of a blowout, and it really was anything but. Both games fantastic and close. Diomed went through, though, and plays against Andriy in the final. Necromantic against Imperial Nobility. I mean, let's talk quickly about the coaches before we talk about the rosters. Diomed, Jimmy, you've said it a lot. You think he might be the #1 in the world. Was in the final last season and came runner-up to Strider. So just the fact of going back-to-back into finals already gives you some indication of a pretty stinking good coach.
Yeah, the crazy thing was as well, last year he lost the final 2-1 in the best of 3, but he actually beat Strider in, like, the preliminary final, which put Strider in the second chance, with a double elimination. So they actually tied that series 2-2. So, Diomed did incredible in that, and then he's incredible now, and he's a legend. I think he's
a legend.
He's the best. I think he's the best. Yeah.
As you've already mentioned during the earlier part of this cast, last time was playing Orcs because Necromantic weren't in the game yet.
Yeah.
But if anything, looks even more comfortable on Necromantic than he did on the Orcs. Andy, what about Andriy? We'll talk about the team and the Imperial Nobility in a second, but clearly a brilliant coach as well to have gone through this far and showed it in the semi-final yesterday.
Well, he's piloting a shipwreck and he's managed to get it to the final, right? I mean, how about that? That's amazing. I don't think in any of the rounds we thought he was going to go through. We've picked the other guy, but I think it'd be really interesting to see how he's able to use his 6 guard versus the 4 with all the stand firm and with just the 1 wolf. Will the 1 wolf be a good thing, or will it be an advantage because there's so much stand firm and fen knocking around that maybe the wolves are not so advantageous this time?
Yeah, maybe we should have a quick look at the prize money one last time before we go to the rosters. I hope I haven't just wrong-footed the production team with that one. There it is on your screens now. €2,500 for first place. Second place, so whatever happens, the loser of this game still going home with €1,800. Very, very nice. Work for the weekend, isn't it? A few games of Blood Bowl walk home with that. But let's have a look at what they're playing with. Diomed's Necromantic roster up first. We've just seen your Necromantic team, Andy, and it's not exactly the same. Why don't you talk through the differences since you're so familiar with Necromantic as a team?
Yeah, so it's an interesting one. He's got just the 1 werewolf, and by dropping that werewolf, you manage to pick up an extra ghoul, and he's also got an extra zombie. So he's trading out and effectively going for a slightly deeper bench. It is a pretty strong strategy over a 3-game where you're going to be playing overtime because it's so deep. But I still prefer my build, but it's got him to the final. What can you say? Maybe this will be the new meta. I'm certainly going to try it out now.
You prefer your build, but you still, before the game, you're going to look at this and say, when you played him, you're saying, what's the strengths of this and what's the weaknesses? So what for you is stronger about this and what is weaker?
So I think that the fact that the Wolves are the stars of the team, so to not take the star player, it's like Wood Elves with only 1 War Dancer, or Witch Elf, Dark Elves with only 1 Witch Elf. It's really bizarre that you wouldn't choose to take both. But you are rounding out the roster in a slightly better way because you've got the slightly more depth and you've got 2 proper ball carriers. And 1 having Wrestle is also quite nice for sacking things. So it's a still very strong roster.
Yeah, and Jimmy as well, you've been talking about this roster even in the context of different tournaments and how strong it is. I think you've said a few times this tournament, you still prefer 2 werewolves, but it's so little in it. And that's where we come to talk about personal preference and coaches and playing styles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for Andy's style, definitely go the 2 wolves. For my style, definitely 2 wolves. But for Diomed's style, it's a bit like, I said this before as well, it's a bit like the Lizard Man build for Spartacus. You know, you've got to be a bit more precise with it because you're working with a little bit less, but then it can pay off for you. So, and it's not terrible at all. Like, you know, it's just like maybe Andy's is a 10 out of 10, and this is like a 9.8 out of 10.
And maybe for Diomed, it's a 10 out of 10 because
Maybe,
that's how he plays with it.
Yep.
Andy itching over there to tell us he isn't a banger while wearing a T-shirt that says bang, bang, boom all over it with a bomb on it. Let's have a look at the Andriy nobility roster. Jim, you had 100% confidence that the Dark Elves were going to beat this at the start. You had 100% confidence that the Dark Elves were going to beat this after they lost in Game 1. You still had confidence the Dark Elves were going to win after the Nobility were winning in Game 3, but it did not happen. The Nobility are still here.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, you know, like we've joked about it, but it's, you know, having all of these skills is really powerful. 6 guard is fantastic. That's really hard for anybody to deal with. 2 blodges is great. Like, you know, blodge is the holy grail of like resurrection format skill stacking. It's unbelievably powerful. Leader's good for another reroll, so that mitigates the high cost. They get more money as well, which also mitigates the high cost. This is not a bad roster at all. It's very tricky for Necro to deal with as well.
You just said it at the end, not just about it being generically like a tricky roster. The things that it does well do play quite well against what Necromantic does well, because the stand firm and the fend switches off that frenzy on the wolf. Admittedly only one in Diomed's case, but that's still helpful because this becomes a positioning battle about stand firm on both sides and holding ground, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I still think Necro have the advantage. But yeah, certainly, and maybe it's a bit less with only having the 1 wolf. Yeah, so, and, you know, but I mean, Andrew's a great player. Diomed's out of this world. I think it's going to be very interesting.
Andy, yesterday you were the one who broke for us and said, I'm going to take Andrew to go to the final. Yep. Are you going to pick Andrew to win the final here, or are you going to...
Yes.
Andy sticking his neck out, going for the nobility.
So I've actually met Andriy. We've played tabletop. I've sat across from him, and he played some absolutely fantastic Blood Bowl. He still plays, for me, quite a high variance, like an aggressive style, and he's absolutely a risk taker. But when it pays off, oh my word, it's such a pain to deal with. So yeah, I think he's got it in the locker. And if someone's going to beat Diomed, I think he's the only one that can do it now, right? So
he's literally the
only one that can do it.
It's him or a computer blue screen, I think, at this point. I don't think there's anyone else who's going to be able to get in there and do it. Jimmy, I don't know if I even need to ask you who you've got winning this final. I think it's pretty clear, but tell us anyway who you've got winning this final.
I do think Diomed's favourite. I don't think it's a crazy, like it's certainly not an easy game at all. I think he's actually less favoured against Nobility than he would be versus Elves even. So I think it's very close.
Let's just double check. So yesterday it was 100% confidence. Where are we on the confidence bar here?
Oh, I'm still 100% confident.
100% confidence. Well, we are just waiting for the players now. We are so ready for this one. What are really the first things you look for at the start of this game? What's your first cue, Andy, that you're looking for in this game for something to happen?
Oh, I was going to go to the end, but I'm going to give you something from the end, actually, because the thing that I think that will really be quite telling is if we get a chance to look at the block stats or anything else like that, how much are the 2 teams hitting one another, and how, unless one of them snowball.
Things a banger would say.
Wonderful, thank you. Yes. But I think that it'll be who manages to receive first. I think it's going to make a big difference because there's no apothecary on one side and there's just regen on the other. So okay, there's your first thing. Who gets to receive? Who
gets to receive? And we've been repeating ourselves a lot on this all tournament, and the opinion strongly is receive first. Although, funnily enough, we also talked about last night, Jimmy, with the Nobility specifically, in their first game, defending first maybe played out very well for them.
That was against Elves, though.
Yes.
There's no way they should kick, I don't think, against Necromantic, but they are kicking.
We're about to find out. Did they choose to kick or did they get forced to kick?
I think they got forced to.
Well, here we go, guys. It's the grand final. It's actually here. A marathon it has been to get here, and the 2 last runners are Diomed and Andriy, and Diomed will have the chance to strike first blood. They are going to be receiving the ball with the Necromantic. Well. What are you thinking if you're sat there at the computer right now thinking you've got a chance to become world champion? I can't even imagine. Looks like a pretty standard setup here from the Nobility, and a very aggressive line from Diomed. That's quite up on the front, isn't it, Andy?
It absolutely is, yeah. I'm really curious to see whether he's going to engage with it or not. I thought he would probably actually stick the ogre on there and then probably 2 fend linemen. But yeah, all guard, right? If you're going to put a little bit of guard out there, why don't you stick it all in or try and put as little in as possible? The half-in approach, I think it's solvable.
He's not gone half in though, Andy.
He has?
These are guard wraiths.
Oh, the guard race, yes. So he's got none in. Right,
He's got none
fine.
in, yeah.
Yes.
I like this. This is great. This.
Yep, he's benched his leader. It's because it's just a hindrance on defense, isn't it? You've got eight skilled players.
Yeah, everything that's not on the line is either guard or bludge.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's pretty nice, isn't it?
yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Should we do skill rings for?
Yes, for the nobility, definitely. I think we found so far this tournament people have preferred to see the skill rings, just for clarity on the nobility positionals. It's one of the things for the table toppers out there with the imperial nobility. You can mark them apart by having very distinct feather colours. Might be nice to get some very bright, different colour cosmetics, wouldn't it, to be able to alternate them and make them a bit clearer. No joy yet on the immediate hits on the line, but still a wolf to go as well as a blitz. What do we think about this very wide use of the flesh golems? We talked about this a bit yesterday about, do your flesh golems stay together or do they split apart? Here we've gone as far apart as they can go.
Yeah. So I like this because I do something similar. It's a way of anchoring the flanks so you can get a anti-blitz set up. Because the idea here is that you're trying to stop your opponent being able to run into your backfield in the first turn if a blitz happens or if something goes wrong. So I like it. You don't want to stay there, but to start with, I think it's great.
Yeah.
It was slightly asymmetric as well, which I didn't realise immediately, but you had the one that's on the left was all the way to the sideline. The one on the right was one square in with the zombie outside it. I don't know what the thinking was there. Maybe sometimes...
The wolf's on this side, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
I'm sure it's something to do with that. But actually, with this wolf having blocked in there, he's going to have to blitz here and really tighten up this side. So he's going to leave
Yeah, I think
gap there.
we're going to see him piling. I say we're going to see Andriy piling down. Oh dear.
1 in 9.
We're not going to see Andriy pile. Well,
I think you might
maybe we
reroll
are.
that. I think you might
have to
reroll
re-roll
that.
it. I think
Yeah, I think you have to. Yeah.
Doesn't.
It doesn't. Oh my goodness.
And
Oh wow.
there's pressure coming here for the ball, but also just quietly, if you want to 3 dice that one werewolf, you can do it.
Yes.
I think you have to, don't you? It's a 1 werewolf team.
Well, yeah.
With Mighty
Almost.
Blow,
I
go
killed it
after
and it made me win. Oh no, it didn't.
We don't even have to bring it up. Andy's just doing it for us.
What a horrific first turn for Diomed, by the way.
Really bad first turn,
Yeah.
isn't it, in terms of the
Stunned his own
outcomes?
player, didn't break anything,
Yeah.
both exposed, and people being able to come in for pressure. Yep, this is a horrific start. Nightmare start for Diomed.
Yeah, when I say bad, I mean bad outcomes, not necessarily bad choices. I'm surprised by the not using the reroll there because it's such a bad outcome. Again, 3 dice on the wolf sounds horrific. Getting all this pressure coming down towards the ball when you're going to have to go backwards to get it on an Agi 3+ player.
Yeah.
Do not like this next turn at all for the necromantic. It's going to be very difficult.
I love the idea here that we go and smash into that werewolf. Ogre can step forward and take out a flesh golem. I'll stand up all offending things this turn because I think I'm prepared to eat a couple of hits here because of the potential advantage.
Definitely. And this is where Fend, I know Jimmy, you say it often doesn't get that much value, but actually in a spot like this it can have value because the pushes are going to be onto players.
Yeah.
Oh, he's 3 dicing with a mighty blow.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was
Do you
going
know
to
what I liked? Do you know what I liked? Putting these 2 in here, blitzing him, and then coming through here as well. And
Oh, he's missed it.
No pals, no pals.
Missed it. See, I think I would have liked...
Do you know what I'm thinking here? I think there's a real chance if they get the power, they're even going to foul with this lineman. I think there's that much of an attempt to go after that wolf there.
Yeah.
So lucky for Diomed that it does not get the worst outcome.
I think that's a follow, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. I think that's a follow. Because this
Well,
is
he's got another square, so...
Yeah.
So he gets to choose. Yeah.
you can-
But I'd stand up with the last 2 fending things. All 3 fendy things stand up. Ogre goes in, and the 2 wrestly people. He doesn't put it in.
Super interesting. This guy at least has to now come down here.
Yeah. Was that... I wonder why we didn't move those 2 right away. Is it about reacting or is it about going to do some GFIs here, some rushes?
I don't know.
No, just gluing that up.
So if you're doing that, then I really like my play of.
Yeah. Because you could have got the other blitzer round to start cutting the ghoul off.
Yeah.
The not what I would have done counter is off the chart according to Giraffe. Listen, Giraffe, I've got two of them here with me now. It hasn't got a chance, that counter, let alone before I throw my 2 pence in as well.
So yeah, the Wraith's completely free, as is the ghoul. So that's pretty nice, actually, isn't it, for Diomed?
He should be able to screen this, shouldn't he?
Yeah, he should be able
Unless he
to.
can't pick the ball up.
He's still going to be on the back foot, like horrifically.
Yeah.
But at least it's not over. There was a danger of it just being instantly more or less over there. That was so brutal. What a start. Unbelievable start, actually.
And to flip it on its head about the decision not to re-roll that 1 in 9 by Diomed, one of the many great qualities of Diomed as a player, and I'd say actually both of these players, not someone who loses their cool very easily. So that decision will be calculated not to use that re-roll. It will be a belief that they can recover from here. So that will not be an accident. That will be a backing your own ability to get out of the situation.
Yep. Sorry, I feel like it warrants more, but the answer is yes.
The answer is yes. That's why Jim has the yep emote. The situation, though, from where I'm sitting does still look pretty desperate because there is not a lot that we can free up here for free, is there? Oh. What are you looking at, Jim?
You've got to block this guy off to there, and then you can blitz with the Wraith, get another Wraith back, and then you've got 3 players back to screen it, go over here, and then I guess you try and dodge the wolf off. Like it's horrific, but it's just a horrible situation to be in. But he's not doing that.
Ogre away.
So this does free an extra player, but he kind of needed the power. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, well,
because
it does free an extra player. I was being stupid. Yes, of course it frees the flesh golem.
And
but the one you want is the Wraith.
You can free the Wraith, but it has to power because you've got the zombie hit.
Yeah.
But then you've got the wolf hit afterwards.
But went with the Wraith hit instead, and now the zombie can't get past.
Oh,
we're just using the zombie to base. Oh.
I think I prefer the Wraith blitz.
Yeah.
Stand firm.
Yep. Oh my God! What a disaster! What an absolute disaster for Diomed.
Abastabas in chat saying we were all okay with not re-rolling the 3 dice for the powers. Well, that's different because there was a loner on it. So a 4+ loner on top, I think. If it wasn't a loner, I think 100% there would have been at least one person here thinking it would have been me if no one else, to be honest. But so
I think you just have to dodge, right?
Yeah, I don't see what else you're going to do.
It brings you right into a really good spot.
And it's going to fail. That's got to be a re-roll. You can't take the armor roll, and you can't afford to leave it on the floor.
Yep. And it's KO'd. And he
doesn't re-roll it. Loses the world.
Didn't re-roll.
Oh my word!
Wow.
Well, we've been in this situation before. He'll win 2-0.
Wow! What a start!
Absolutely incredible. You mean Diomed will win 2-0 because he's down a wolf, and that's apparently the best position for him, isn't it, Andy?
Yep.
Wow. This is what a start to the final. This is absolutely.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, Dimmy is literally over the moon right now.
He's in chat, and he is very much, Dimmy G, letting us know how much he is enjoying this. Nobility could not have dreamed, Andriy could not have dreamed of a better start than this. Admin Dices or Not is the team name, definitely has caught some friendly dice so far in this one.
I can't believe he didn't re-roll that.
That's a real level of thinking you're going to need those re-rolls later, isn't it? But gosh.
One wolf build.
Yep.
Yeah, we are seeing the downside of it here, 100%.
But he's got 2 ghouls.
Oh, yeah. They've got dodge. They're better than wolves.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they are. If they're not hitting something, they're better than wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they just don't ever seem to regen. I just don't know why.
It's a 4+.
It's a 4+.
You mean the ghouls?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it is only KO, so it will be coming back next half, possibly, maybe.
I was going to say, that was a very confident will.
It might only be a 1 KO roll as well. Oh my God, here we go, another AV break.
It's one of the funny things as well with Necromantic. Regen across the team, so good, so useful, definitely an asset more often than not compared to an apothecary, but it does mean you cannot have an apothecary to do the power up on that one piece that matters.
Yep.
2 removals.
Wow. Diomed honestly has to be thinking about game 2.
Regen
right?
fail.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose he doesn't care. He's got a million players, but
Has 13 players, so the zombie out doesn't matter too much as long as the wolf comes back. The wolf is important.
It matters for this drive, a lot.
This drive
but
is
yeah,
in
the
all
regen
sorts of
doesn't matter
trouble.
much.
Yeah.
The regen doesn't matter much.
Yet. The rate we're going, it might matter, but
he's greedy. This is extra greed.
Yes, you've got to.
3 dice.
Greed on top of greed.
And that's a 2+ into a 2+, because you've got to bonehead
Yep.
and foul appearance.
Yep, love it. I think this is correct. I think this is a correct way to play ability. I really do. Even as strong a position as he's in, I think just you've got to keep rolling the dice with an ability.
That one does not leave the pitch.
Now run around the other side of it and pin it. Yeah, nice. Because where the hell do you put the minor screen that you've got, which is the ball carrying screen?
Exactly. All the more reason to dodge out the wolf last turn, right? I can't believe can't believe he didn't re-roll that.
Can we just talk about the approach here as well? I think looking at the situation at the start of this turn, a less experienced coach would have gone straight forward onto that ball. Hasn't done that at all. Has gone backwards and said, I'm going to take out everything in the middle of the pitch. And there you go. You've got 3 players at the back of the pitch and nowhere to go with them.
Exactly. Yeah, this is the anti-Davo strats.
Absolutely.
Yep. And it's just an absolute mess for Diomed. This is horrific. He's got a 2 DB though from the flesh golem, doesn't he?
Christopher in chat, Diomed has Andriy exactly where he wants him now.
He's supremely confident, that's
False
why.
sense of security. Oh, if it was Jimmy, it would be 100% confident even after this start.
Oh yeah. Absolutely 100% confident.
I'm not sure whether he should bring the ball forward or not here, because if he does, with the zombie removal and the other zombie stun, all the stuff on the, as we look at it, the right-hand side is just going to swarm you. See, but if you run towards where the ogre is, it's not like you're stacked with choices over there either. No, you've got nothing left. Yeah.
This is
unbelievable.
Conceptually, with this drive,
disaster.
Would it be fair to say that 0-0 is a success here now for Diomed?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Diomed is just trying to get out of this 0-0. Yeah, 100%. 100%. That is his only objective, is to somehow survive.
So that ball might not move forward at all.
No, but it's got to not get, because at the end of the day, Andriy can bang these guys at the line, but then he can come forward whenever he wants. So you've got to be able to react to that as well. So it's so difficult. It's so difficult. I'm happy to not be Diomed right now.
And this is getting into the reads a bit, I guess, but it's not just that you've lost that wolf, which is your best player, as Andy's been pointing out. Great for hitting, great for movement. It's also one of your outlets in terms of if I get desperate and need to yeet the ball off down the pitch, there's a fast player. You haven't even got that anymore.
Exactly. He's got nothing. Is 2 maneuverable players on next to each other. It's oh god, it's so bad.
It's looking rough, but we are on Diomed's turn 3. We are coming forward.
For the blitz, yeah.
Because you want to still keep getting these blitzes, which is hard to do because everyone else is fully engaged with all of that guard that you talked about before the game, Jim. The big advantage they do have in ability.
Yep, and the worst thing about going for this hit is yes, okay, you're getting a hit in, but it's versus a blotcher. It's very unlikely to do anything. And now both of your players, I guess at least, you can maybe hand off to them, but surely one of them's getting blitzed, like the ghoul's getting blitzed, right? And, you could just lose a ghoul next turn. He's getting hit into a hit. Oh my god, he can re-roll this, surely.
Have to. But at the same time, that feels like such a less satisfying reroll than the dodge would have been. So well, I suppose you're just going to the side of the formation where the wrestle isn't there because of the stun. Because that ball is pretty clearly not safe, but if you're in Andrew's position, there's 0 chance you're taking a 1 dice without block or wrestle, are you?
No, absolutely 0 chance. Wow, this is so hard. This is so hard. Oh my goodness.
I think I like sticking the 2 people we've got on the far right. This is just not and now just swarm, because you're 2 players up, so you should be able to just isolate enough stuff that you're going to force uncomfortableness. The one thing I don't do is activate the ogre. Right?
That was literally the question I was about to ask.
I am definitely not activating no ogre here.
Yeah, you're definitely making this block.
Yes.
And hopefully powering and following, and then you've got like 2 players on 4, which is just incredible.
Yep.
Oh god, this is horrendous.
Take the wrestle and stomp on it. Don't know if you've got anyone free to stomp on it.
Nah, push into another hit.
Oh yeah, of course. What am I even talking about? There's another hit right there.
Yep. Oh my god, this is brutal.
Double tag the Wraith, I think.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, this is too good not to do.
The one thing I would have liked that player is to be just stood behind the Wraith, because then it limits. At the moment, he's got the 3+ out to then clear the 1 mark you've got on the ball.
Yeah.
It would have been nice having behind the Wraith.
Not
Maybe you can
even
get
a pow on the golem. Diced, Andriy. Absolutely diced on that hit.
This guy might be able to get there, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rush in.
Where are you blitzing right now?
Done.
Of
We
course
hit the
you
goal.
have. Of course
we
you
hit
have.
the
Yeah.
Fleshy down.
Knockdown. Which then means he gets this guy in.
Yeah. Yeah. Take the extra hit on the ghoul. I like that, and then probably go around the back of the Wraith.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because you don't want to give him a way out. You could just like stand in front of this Wraith. That's the more conservative line, isn't it?
You know what? It's probably better to do that. Your position, your material up. This is like a chess game.
There we go. That's exactly the square.
Yeah.
It's almost like these are good players. It's almost like they're pretty good at the game, isn't it?
Almost.
Gosh. But what do you even do?
He's got a free player.
Okay.
Yeah, that stands up. That goes and marks the.
He's got a free player with movement 4 on the floor.
Yep. So he can kind of vaguely make a screen with it, right? It's something he's got. It's pretty much all he's got. He's got a free player here.
No, he's got to block that way, and he can't. It's 1D.
No. The Flesh Golem hasn't activated. He can just punch him.
Yes. So yes, that's another option.
Yeah. So he's got a Flesh Golem there, so he can blitz and like make a screen here, ish. It's so brutal. It's so completely brutal. Oh my god.
Really, really horrendous.
Well, whatever he chooses to do, it'll be the least bad option.
Yeah.
Option 1, have a little cry. Just get it out. Have a little cry. Move on. And
Option 2, have another cry. Option 3 is see options 1 and 2.
great from Christopher. Anyone who's watched a lot of Andy stream Blood Bowl or even had one of his coaching sessions, both of our commentators off coaching sessions, both brilliant at it. But I know one of your first questions you like to ask Andy at the start of every turn, is the ball safe? Not sure about this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
To open with a 1D there.
No block.
That was outrageous. Yeah, blockless 1D because that gives him this 2D blitz.
Well, you say it's outrageous, but it's what there was. And then a 1 in 9.
Yep. It's the same as dodging with a Wraith, right? So.
Yeah.
Wow. What a start. This is unbelievable.
I think he's going to go. Oh my, he's going to go in. He's going to go on 3 north, I think.
Yeah, he has to, doesn't he? Like, he can't not. Because he's going to get caught.
Bow!
This was just like what he did versus you, isn't it, Andy? Basically, same thing, right? He was just under the cosh, loads of removals. He can rush, single or double rush here.
And he said it when the wolf went off. It's exactly where Diomed wants to be.
Yeah.
Get that wolf out the way. Started with 1 so he could get rid of it quickly and go to none.
Yep. I mean, he's basically nearly rescued this.
This is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I guess you've got to worry about this wrestle, hasn't he? Maybe he's going to rush with that zombie. Wrestle is... It's not that close.
Because although if he scores in 4 here, I mean, 1-1 at the half is incredible.
Scoring at all is incredible, and you might get the wolf back.
Yeah. Scoring and making it 1-1 is better than trying to hold out for 0-0. He can't hold out for 0-0, so he's done exactly the right thing here. It's incredible.
Well, double whammy, Jim, as well. 0-0, you get 1 roll at the wolf coming back. 1-0, you get 2 goes.
Yep. And you might actually defend.
Yeah, of
Like
course.
he did versus
Yes.
Andy, funnily enough.
But
Sorry, this is my revenge. This is my revenge for our games.
wait, did Diomed play Andy?
Might have done, yeah.
Why am I still here? I thought you were done.
I said it during that game, Jimmy, and it's such a trite, obvious point to make, but it's still true. If you go 1-0 up, you can win. If you don't go 1-0 up, you can't.
Yeah. Oh my God! Look at that. He did the 4-3 dodge, so he's even got covered. This is incredible stuff.
Huge turn.
And now Andriy really has to work to threaten the stall, doesn't he?
Yeah, this could even become a stall.
Yeah.
Incredible. Incredible. Seconds ago, we're all saying, what can you do? Nothing. Cry. Diomed, who's in the final, goes, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Here's an answer.
It's absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable.
Yeah, almost like he's a good coach. Almost, Bryden, almost.
Oh, he's definitely not good. He's definitely not good. He is #1, I think.
Well, he's definitely fighting to make a claim for it, isn't he? If you win this final after going to the final last time, definitely be pretty hard to argue with that assessment.
Yep. 100% confidence, see? Text back.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Jimmy's confidence never wavered.
Never in doubt.
Unreal how good this position is compared to where we were at the start of the turn.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, and did use some time bank, but really, in the grand scheme of things, could be a lot worse.
Yeah. It's fine.
Oh yeah, this is a dream result from that start. Absolute dream result.
And you said it, Jim, like at the start of the turn, oh my goodness, blockless one dice to start it off, but if that's what you have to roll, that's what you roll. And he saw that was his best way out.
Yep, that's it. It was a great solve, wasn't it?
Yep.
Great solve.
Would you have done that? Well, we know Jimmy wouldn't have done that because we all chatted about it and all we would have done was cry. So,
I mean, I would have used up 3 or 4 minutes in the time bank crying, but I would have made a move eventually.
This is good recovery from Andriy. He's going to pull that movement 7-piece back 7, and then the other bludgy one if it escapes.
Yeah.
So this is two. I think he's going to be able to hold out one more turn, and then I think we're going to see a 10. Is it 10-5, 10-6 score?
Yeah.
So he's going to get 3 turn back.
Yeah. Now, was Andriy watching your game?
Well,
and if he was, he might try really, really hard. This is this dodge, by the way.
dodging
I would have
before
definitely just
moving
moved from
that.
7, yeah.
For a second, I was about 12, but it doesn't like it well. Are we basing them both? Is that why you leave that
Yeah.
to last?
Yeah.
We're basing them both.
this is going to get you surfed if you mess this up.
This is so aggressive.
Wow. Makes it.
But we said this about Andriy. He's aggressive.
Yeah, this is Andriy 101, isn't it?
Yep.
And I low-key love it because I love aggressive coaches. I love that style. It's so fun to watch.
By the way, Ghoul better than the Wolf now because he's got dodge with the splits.
Oh, he's
Oh
not.
my God, look at this.
goodness,
Oh.
This is what we wanted in the final chat. Move and counter move. Absolutely brilliant spot for that guard stand firm to be.
And now he's way better than the Wolf because instead of a frenzy crap, it's a wrestle knockdown.
Wow.
Potential.
Davo
Oh
build.
my
0 out
God.
of 10.
Loving this final already. We're only 5 turns in. Absolutely brilliant stuff from both coaches. And also, just quietly as well, on top of everything else, Diomed being proved right not using those rerolls because he needed them.
Well. Yeah, that's a tough one, right? That's a tough one.
Because would you be in a better spot?
Not better. The 1 in 9 failed.
Look at that wolf on the floor there, look. Look at
Oh, dear.
it. What a howler.
Hey.
Andy, you're our expert. Can you see a surf here?
Yes. So I think what you do is you block with the ogre. That brings the zombie down.
Okay.
Take the push. Kill the ghoul, take the push.
Yeah, I think you have
This
to
is
just,
not even a question.
You've
You
got
have
plenty
to
of time
surf
to
this.
and catch it.
Yeah.
You've got plenty of time to go and look for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was vaguely an argument for blocking with this guy, and then if you get him down, then block in.
This is nice. I like this. This is good.
I prefer just getting the surf.
You were always going to
You've
like
got
the
enough
surf.
time. You've got enough time.
But I like it
to
too.
go and get it.
Yeah.
And he's only got 2 ghouls. Like he's lost a wolf. He's only got 2 ghouls. So yeah, you've just got to.
He's got-
surf, really.
Where'd that?
Oh, it went out the back.
It's coming
It's
back.
come back in here. It's got right next
Oh
to him
my
anyway.
That is such a good scatter for the nobility. Wow.
So that was one. Look at that. Unbelievable.
One square movement so far. So we're not picking up on that one. We're going to use the second one. I was about to say, is this the Blitzer or is this a little ogre? Because I don't know if everyone who is here watched yesterday and will understand our little ogre memes, but little callback joke for those of you who were here yesterday.
Yep.
Very, very nice.
Well, it must have been Big Ogre that did the blitz. Must have been.
It must have been the big ogre on the blitz. You wouldn't use a regular player to do the blitz when you've got the ogre right there.
Well, you need Little Ogre for the ball. So I'm a little nervous for Andriy in terms of where he's going to plonk this. If he makes this pick up, it's now level with a ghoul. That's 3 back. I think you can get to level with the wrestler for your last point, the last 7. I think you might need a rush here.
Oh my God, something astonishing coming together as well here. The ghoul was KO'd on that surf.
Yep.
The wolf is KO'd.
Yep.
If you foul this ghoul now, you could have a second half with no edge 3 pieces on the pitch for the necromantic.
Yep.
You have to foul that now. You've got a bench of 2.
You got bench 2, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I don't know who you're fouling it with this turn, which is a bit tricky.
No activation of Ogre, please.
Yep.
Big or little. And then you just, yeah. Wow.
Poor Diomed. This is a horror start to the final, but my goodness, it has been fun to watch. Dramatic from end to end.
Yeah, and thank goodness for him that it's a best of 2 and 2+1 or whatever Vituk's format is going to be called.
Yeah.
Because at least he's still got out. You know, he's not out of this if this is a loss, which it sure looks like it will be.
This is why we have loved this format, because we can say far more confidently that even if this game was, this series is definitely not over.
Oh!
Yep.
There is one.
Another KO, another Necro off. Wow, that's looking rough, that sideline.
One thing we do need to be mindful of here is that the nobility are much better on defense than they are on offense.
Yes.
So, as good as this is, the cake is currently in the oven. We haven't seen how good it is when we've taken it out and tried it.
But if you foul that ghoul and you have no edge 3 pieces on your defense, it really doesn't matter how bad your offense is, because it's going to be very hard to recover and score.
Well, indeed, your cake doesn't matter if you burnt it. You're already full from the first course.
Yeah, at the moment he hasn't even got a cake.
To be honest, there's a lot of chat just asking questions about the cake reference. I skipped straight to talking about the blood bowl.
What is Andy talking about? That's the best one. Oh, dear. He doesn't have ingredients at the moment. Never mind the cake. This is horrific. This is so horrific.
Andy, which tools in your kitchen would you use if you were going to make a cake?
What?
You walk into your kitchen and you think, I'm going to make a cake. Where do you start?
Tesco? I don't know. I have no idea.
Other supermarkets are available.
Other supermarkets are available. Do you know, well, some of you know, after Andy's tournament Andy hosted, he was finding cakes all over his house for a while, so it's another callback to people who know some ancient Blood Bowl memes. This is certainly a finished half, if not a finished game. I'm really sad that we haven't fouled that goal, because the edge 3, as I keep coming back to, definitely would be nice more to be gone.
I think broadly, Diomed just needs to give up here, right?
Yep.
Don't take any more hits. Go and recover and just try and deal with a little bit of the nobility.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he's up to, I think.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
I've got some great suggestions in chat for you, Andy.
Oh, yeah?
Freeze cake batter, then place in toaster. That's from Bam Bam Bungle. Tex-Mex Robot says start with the carrots. We like that. That's someone who knows Andy very, very well. There's a few shouts for the microwave, but actually you can make a mug cake in a microwave. It's not a good cake, but you can make a mug cake in a microwave if you really want to. But you don't like you know that, Andy.
Andy about to enter Great British Bake Off.
Yes.
I know. It's fine. It's cool. Right, let's go and get that ghoul and kick it in the...
Yes, the fact
Goalie.
he's kept down, now he's got multiple chances to deal with a Wraith, and then that will give him the foul. I mean, you have to go for the foul. You have to foul the ghoul. You've got 2 reserves. You're not taking any more damage.
And you've got
all
a little...
players up.
Here he goes.
He's 100% doing it.
Yeah, nice.
Ball Basket's a fair comment, talk about the final, not the kicks. There's just not that much to say for the last couple of turns, and we are talking about it. Andy and Jimmy coming in just then talking about the foul. We are absolutely focused on the final.
Oh, he's foul appearance.
It is not... there's not a lot of difficult decisions on the table right now because the last few turns have gone very, very badly for the Necromantic.
Yeah, I think you should have definitely made this block first, right? Make this block first, see if you get the power without having to use the Ogre, and, because you really need to get this foul in.
This is monumental if he gets it. Yes, go and stick that in as well.
Yeah, there's no need, you don't need to protect anything else. Huge foul coming up.
Yeah, exactly the turn to do it. You've got 1 turn left to score afterwards. No risks, only rewards.
Oh.
And when I say no risks, it's because even if you're caught and sent off there, it doesn't matter, you've got a bench.
Yeah.
Exactly the same player can come replace it. So.
Wow.
Absolutely. Good news, I guess, for Diomed that ghoul is definitely now on for the second half because you will not foul that on turn 8 before scoring.
And he gets to hit the leader as well. Re-roll.
Yeah.
It's turn 8. Yeah, you've got to. Like, you just have to. Dub skull.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
And he didn't get such justice when he greeted the serve. No, not dead. Not dead.
What a horrible, horrible half a blood bowl for Diomed.
Yep, horrific. There's a lot to be said for mentally checking out of the game. It's not over. It's not over because he can get a turnover and score.
Big KO rolls, huge KO rolls. If the ghoul and the werewolf both come back, it looks very different, I think.
Yes, yeah. Only these two because he's got loads of players anyway. So if these two come back, he's fine, and he could, turn over and make it a 1-1 draw. But if they both stay out, there's something to be said for just keeping himself mentally fresh for the second game, right? Because he's going to have to be. He's going to have to play really well. He's going to have to play fantastically well the second game and not have horrendous dice again.
Yeah, Bulbask, I think the answer just came there for...
Fails them both.
Classic. Oh, no.
Classic.
Bulbask asking, is there any chance for Diomed to come back to the match? There's a chance, but I would say that chance is not high right now.
No. There's about as much chance of Diomed getting back into this match as there is of Andy getting back into this match.
Wow.
Well,
and Andy's finished third already.
Listen, here's the counter argument. You and I, Jim, sat here just yesterday, would have said there was about a 0 chance of Diomed getting to 2-0 up against Andy, and then suddenly everything changed. So
true.
It requires a few things. It requires some mistakes from Andriy, for sure. It requires some bad luck for Andriy, for sure. And it requires brilliant play from Diomed.
Yeah.
That's the only way I think it can happen from here, because 1-0 up, yes, it's true, Necromantic are... Imperial Nobility are stronger on defense than they are on offense, but they don't even need to go anywhere. And the Necromantic have a total of 1 player with Agility 3 currently on the pitch.
Yes, this is a lot worse. In the last game, Diomed was 1-0 up. Now he's 1-0 down. And, he was down the Wolf, and he was down a Flesh Golem, which is obviously better than a Lineman. He was down the Wraith, which is actually, worse than a Ghoul, because at the end of the day, so had Ghoul players. But he's
Blitz helps.
Blitz.
Blitz helps. Blitz absolutely helps.
So we'll pile all the Agi 3 through. Oh.
No.
Do you know what? I've been saying Agility 3, and Andy just did it as well. Of course it's true. Wraiths are also Agility 3, as someone's pointed out in chat, Timmy G, but they have no hands, critically.
Yep. Yeah, get a Wraith scoring threat, first action. Oh, dear me. Yeah, Andriy's covered the Blitz enough, right, versus a Bash team with this.
Yep. And I don't think you can even send the 1 ghoul you've got forward anyway, can you?
No.
Not really.
No. This is a totally different situation to the game against Andy. This is like really, really, really. I mean, it was terrible versus Andy. This is just shocking.
Green Biker Guy says that's why you always run 2 wolves. This argument can go round and round. I will say that even if you run 2 wolves, the choice is always to have 2 players with Agility 3 because 3 players with Agility 3 because you're choosing 2 ghouls and a werewolf or 2 werewolves and a ghoul. The only way to get around that is either to go to 11 players, which there's general consensus, too thin, not a good idea, or to go to 2 rerolls, which also too thin, I think, for this team, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rule sets that constrain you to the point where you can't take effectively cause problems, I think.
So we are looking at this goal and thinking this is punch it, foul it, get it off the pitch, and wrap things up if we're Andrew right now, right?
Yeah. This is the only real threat you've got, you know, that Diomed's got in the game. So yeah, bang it out, pick up the ball, happy days.
I think he probably fouls it if he gets it on the floor, especially if it's a full power. I think that gets fouled.
Oh yeah, he's got the guy ready to do it, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's because you're 1-0 up as well. Makes it, you know, if you're 1-0 down, maybe you don't foul it.
Full power, even better.
That's getting kicked in the head, isn't it?
If it doesn't just leave, which it doesn't. But yeah, 2 assist foul.
Yeah, he's more than 100% fouling this.
Yeah.
There's an even higher percentage on this foul than there is on Jim's confidence.
Yeah. So honestly, I think now Diomed just needs to, you know, hydrate, calm down, think about next game, right? Just check out this one, I think.
I feel like the last chance was that pickup, right? The pickup fails, the goal doesn't get fouled. Maybe. It's still asking incredible things, but yeah.
Yeah, he's got 2D with the bodyguard on the far right. Then it's probably 2D. Oh.
Okay. Another assist, is it? No, maybe he'll rush. Will he rush for another assist? Or will he like hold this out?
Just going to remind everyone, though, as we say all this about over, go, hydrate, relax, that we did say that Diomed was in a hopeless spot in the first half, and then he proved us wrong, even though it didn't ultimately work out. So if anyone's going to find an answer, you are probably watching them right now. But that is not what you wanted to say. If anyone's going to find an answer, boy, what an answer it would be right now.
The answer is...
He could probably put the ball on the floor on the halfway line and just go, over to you then.
Yeah, he should pass it to a Wraith now.
I'm so sorry, Diomed. I'm so sorry, Pogla. 100% your fault, Tree. Oh my God, I talked that one in. I'm so sorry. That was pretty brutal. Did get sent off, and I'm certain that Andrew will take that trade every day of the week.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, there, you know, as much as you were saying about, you know, Olivier Dulac always fighting on and Diomed battling it, you know, there is a lot to be said for just checking out and keeping yourself fresh for the next 2, because you're only winning if you win 3 games now, right?
So
for Diomed, so you're not allowed to concede in this.
No.
You know, because we're casting it now and stuff. But I think you can check out and play really quick turns and just, you know, autopilot the rest of this game and think about the next 2.
The only thing you'd want to make sure you do here is score slightly slower now, isn't it? Because if you scored really quickly...
Why are you scoring?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
You don't have to.
Just total safety.
Yeah.
Total safety, like the Dark Elves did in the other game, right? Just make it totally safe. Move around. Get up the pitch if you can. Just make sure you don't get turned over and scored.
Wow.
What this is showing, though, is that the offense... I know he's deliberately stuck the 2 screen in here, but the halfway line's getting a bit bullied by the Necro.
Yep.
Like this could be a precursor of things to come.
So it was a thing I kind of was thinking as Jimmy was talking about an argument for just relaxing and giving yourself the time to rest and be ready for the next game. I'm not disagreeing with it because I think it comes down to the person, but is there a different type of person who says I'd rather stay switched on because once I switch off I might lose it. If I stay switched on, that's just my way of being, is always be switched on, and that's just how I prefer to keep it.
Maybe, yep. And I don't know Diomed that well to know if that's what he's like, but for me, I think I would just be closing my eyes trying to think about the next game.
We've had the cry. This is more like a little meditation phase where you just deep breaths, maybe a few ohms.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the answer in my book for this and all other crises, go and put the kettle on.
Exactly.
Go and put the kettle on. Nice cup of tea. Everything will feel better.
Yep. Retreat to his mind palace. Yep.
in the frozen north.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, Diomed, he's got absolutely nothing, because if the Wraiths go forward and knock the ball over, and if they're the only things that have gone
Who
forward,
gets it?
yeah,
A
it's like
zombie.
you can stare at it on the floor and kick it into the end zone,
Yeah.
and the zombies have to go forward. So it's the zombies are the scoring threat.
Yeah.
So I'm now blitzing zombies, right?
Uh-huh.
The zombies are now the highest scoring threat on the board
Yeah.
for my opponent.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There's a part of me that thinks that, has Andriy clocked that, right? Because in old edition, the Wraiths were still a viable scoring threat. Now, with them not being a scoring threat, it is blitz a zombie.
Talk about that change actually, Andy, because it's been alluded to a lot, and maybe if there's a time in this final when the action feels a little bit less relevant, because as we've said, there's not really a way back here for the Necromantic. But that change from having 2 whites to having 2 wraiths, which don't have hands, which have sidestep, which have foul appearance, I think when that was first announced, a lot of people were twitchy about it, saying you can't do that, it's not fair, because you get situations like this where no one can carry the ball. But overall, my impression is it's made the team more powerful.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Has it made them more powerful? I think it hugely depends on the format that you're in, and I also think it depends on the rule set that you've got to play with as well, because when you start a Necromantic team up now, as we've played on Blood Bowl 3, I think they're worse pound for pound than they were in Blood Bowl 2. They're slightly more expensive, and you've got a little bit less ball carrying. However, once you can hit maybe 7 to 10 skills, I think they probably are a more interesting team for sure, and powerful. Yeah, probably a little bit more.
Yeah.
I suppose there's an extra element there which is complicating to talk about, which is when you go back to the last rule set, it's not just different players, you've also got the Claw Mighty Blow piling on stack, which doesn't now exist. So in that way, they've got less powerful, because the Wolves aren't the ridiculous killers they could become with that secondary for Mighty Blow.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And with Mighty Blow not stacking with claws anymore, they had this really weird power curve where you needed 2 double skills, which was a completely different way of getting level ups, whereas now
He's still trying.
He's not giving up, is he?
I like
Regardless of what we do or don't think he should do, he is not giving up. This is a still doing whatever you can every turn approach, isn't it?
Yep. This is not checking out.
Yeah.
He has not read the memo.
Foul pet 2-0 would not make the next game easier, because the scoreline does not matter. This format is strictly win, lose, draw. That's all that matters from the result. There's not aggregate scoring. It's just you get a point for a win, I guess, half a point for a draw, and 0 points for a loss, is the way of thinking about it in a series that goes for 2 or 3 games, depending on if we have a clear winner after 2.
Well, I wouldn't have done that. I would have tried to free free the Garda. I mean, he's still trying to free the Garda, isn't he? But just to walk a further way, I guess. But it would have been a block with wrestle. That's the key thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you'd done it the other way, it's a block with wrestle.
Small details while we were talking a lot about other things, because the game didn't feel like it could change much, which Diomed doing their absolute best to prove we are wrong about. The inability did lose a second player to a KO, so we are playing, I'm not sure what numbers the Necromantic are on, but the Nobility are on 9 because they had the send-off and the KO. The Necromantic are also on 9, so it is 9 on 9 on the pitch.
Yeah.
This is not a good turn from...
It's not.
It's not, no.
If
Diomed can get a draw of this game, then just give him the title. That'll be
this would be one of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen if this game ends in a draw.
He's looking very likely he's going to get 2D on the ball here, because...
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, he's got 2D on the ball. He's got to dodge the ball.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, you dodge, yeah.
Or maybe you don't. Maybe you just get 2 diced.
Yeah, maybe you just eat it. Or the scoring threat, standing 5 squares to our right.
Well, no, because if you do the dodge and fail it, then the flesh golem is your scoring threat.
Oh, he's made it.
Oh, wow.
Life's unfair, isn't it?
Wow.
No, he's rushed though.
Andriy, This is right. This is Andriy, isn't it? Because he plays this style
Plays aggressive.
of aggression, right? And there's no like off switch for calm.
If that dodge fails, that flesh column can go pick the ball up, and it's a 4+. But once it's picked it up, it's a pain.
Yeah.
Oh my God, if he'd failed that dodge, oh my goodness. So now we can just block this guy free, and then the flesh column
Now the
wins
flesh column
ball.
can hit it. 2 dice on the ball, not even just 1 ball. Bask has 2 dice on the ball.
Knocks it. Oh, he could have knocked it out. Zombo, scoring threat, runs 6 squares down to our bottom right. Can't be caught. Scores 1-all.
Yeah.
The crowd go wild.
I don't like being 2 to the sideline because if it scatters out,
Exactly, yeah.
We've got to reroll this, right?
Well, even
Maybe
if,
not, because
even-
1 in 9 is so horrendous.
But
Okay, jam it to the sideline, make them do.
And the military, because they're down players, don't have oodles
They
of
don't have great
stuff to-
answers.
No.
How is this game suddenly looking so close? The problem is just the thing which we keep coming back to, which is even if you turn over, then what? You've got to pick it up on a 4+ and go 4 squares a turn. It's difficult.
It's still really incredibly rough.
Yeah. But never ever seen this level of just refusing to accept the result for an answer. This is absolutely incredible from Diomed, which is what we want in the final.
Yes.
So I'm now thinking that I 2 dice uphill that possibly. If I haven't got a better option.
Yes, in some ways that's actually
Worse.
a little
he should
bit
have had it
worse.
there, shouldn't he?
Yep.
Yeah,
Should have had it there.
great shout from Andy. So what Andy's suggesting here is you take the block with the ball carrier on that zombie in front, because unlike the flesh column that has stand firm, you can push it as long as you avoid rolling a skull, basically.
Yeah.
And then if you knock it down on a both down, you jump out on a 4, and it can't scatter out as well. So I think there's
disaster for Diomed. Yeah, it seemed good, didn't it? It seemed good.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just go 1 square further up, you haven't got that option, and it really just forces you to come backwards on a bad dodge.
No power. Does he go there?
Yeah. No.
Goes back in, yeah.
Does he? No.
Yeah.
Do I? Yes.
Yeah, these are the kind of things where Diomed does this, and I think I'd go there, and there's this, and then you see what happens from where he doesn't. You're like, oh, actually, that was quite good going there. But yeah, I like going there more, honestly.
Unbelievable,
like that.
unbelievable
Actually did like
bloodbowl
that.
being played here in the final.
And we thought this was going to be quiet, and we would have to talk about other stuff.
We were all ready to have a chat about your cakes, Andy, but no. We'll save that for the interval.
Oh wow.
So tense.
So
1 dice.
With wrestle. So now he can go and stick. So now he's 1-dicing. 1-dicing.
1-dicing.
Yeah.
We're taking
The 1-dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the zombie.
Oh man, that zombie has really weakened it, hasn't it?
Yeah. Because even if it... Yeah, the 1 dice on the flesh column is just weaker, isn't it? Because a push would have done nothing on the flesh column, whereas that has given you the free square.
Yeah, it's
I
such
think
a shame.
Diomed's kicking himself on that.
Such a shame.
And he's free.
Yeah. Understood why he did it, and yeah, it was a mistake.
1 square further up makes that harder.
Yeah. Oh,
So now the zombie has got a 2+. There we go.
yeah.
And you don't need to score, right? So
Yeah, but if you do score, you definitely win 2-0 up.
And now we can take the 3 dice ogre block.
well,
Oh man.
what a final!
What a final.
Incredible, yeah,
What a
incredible
final
effort by
already.
Diomed.
Yeah. Love it. I think I've been saying all along for a very, very long time through this tournament, Nobility, the people's champions, because they're this underdog race. But I certainly hope people are being won around by Diomed and how well he's been playing, because I think every time we've seen him on our screens, it's been just top level Blood Bowl all the way along, and deserves so much credit for it.
Yeah. So someone in chat there, Raffas is just calling out that it's great that this is a 3-game event potentially rather than just 1. Because imagine losing like this. This would suck, right?
Yes.
Jimmy in chat, imagine Diomed playing Nobility. Imagine. Maybe next time, Jimmy. Maybe that's going to be the takeaway for Diomed. We'll have a look at this game and go, pick the wrong side.
Nobody would have a chance if Diomed was on ability.
What did Dio do wrong at the start? Unlucky on the dice. We thought there was a...
Oh, this is clever. He's chain pushing the zombie into range, so he can go and tag the ball carrier.
Again, even in that situation, finding the least bad situation. The answer for those of you who missed the start, like I'm guessing Niagara, is bad dice and then perhaps not aggressive enough on the re-rolls. At the time we were saying very disciplined,
Maybe,
but
yeah.
possibly if he'd made some of those re-rolls, it would have stopped it from getting into the situation it got into.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I mean, definitely right, though. The Wolf, you know, it got KO'd on a dodge, and if he'd re-rolled that dodge, maybe it didn't get KO'd, so...
And it hasn't come back. So, yeah, effectively it was killed on that one turn.
Yeah, and he didn't even put the... I think the first block fail, the 1 in 9, I can understand that not re-rolling that more, but I think the Wolf dodge, he had to re-roll that one.
Yeah. But the 1 in 9 did then allow a lot of early pressure.
Oh, yeah. But that one I understood more than the Wolf. I think the Wolf, there's no question.
So blitzes with the ball carrier, easy choice. Stun means we could keep stalling if we want to, I think.
Yep, no reason not to stall.
That Wraith isn't in range, is it?
Nope.
No.
And the flesh golem's out as well.
Yeah.
He's got a team of zombies, for God's sake.
This is the sort of thing you do against the AI when you're just sort of testing to see what stuff's like, right? And we're seeing this in the final. My word.
Jomini Diomed needs a scoring threat. I think Diomed needs a little bit more than that at this point.
Oh, God. Needs another cast?
Oh, another cast. Oh, boy. Poor Diomed.
Jeez.
Poor Diomed. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think that is really didn't do it sooner. Fair enough, hitting the end turns now. That is the soft concede from Diomed, and I think it's entirely reasonable. No one here is going to think that's an unreasonable course of actions. Really did play out the odds for as long as was absolutely possible.
Yep.
And almost like respectful from Andriy not to push him for the second touchdown. Just say, you know what? We've won. Don't need to.
I'm putting that in. 100% that's going in.
Andy's
Yeah. I'm taking some blocks first.
Andy's doing the blocks. He's doing a foul. He's doing a little dance with the ball carrier around. Really
Surf.
showing
I bet there's a surf on. I'm having that as well.
Okay, so obviously, Jimmy, not even going to ask. 100% confidence of your Diomed right
100%.
now. Easy win from it. But without, of course, picking sides, because just won a great series of Blood Bowl. We've got a great start to it. Is this the more entertaining outcome for game one because it's the underdog that's won? So now
it's not the underdog. He's going to win.
It's the team that we talk about as the stronger roster, Necromantic, that is the one that's got to play for the win, has got to absolutely win the second game, because if they don't, that's it. It's all over.
Yeah, exactly. And like, he was the favourite, but he wasn't a ridiculous favourite, right? He's like maybe 60-40. So now to win two 60-40s, it's really not easy at all. But I guess he only has to like draw the second one and go to overtime, doesn't he? So, but this one is absolutely hyper mega critical. Yeah, really tough.
And in terms of the racial matchup, Andy, what tools do Necromantic have for going for the win? How do you reframe your approach in this game against Nobility?
Well, I think this is the problem. You've got to try and get a defensive touchdown, probably. And the Nobility have demonstrated how good they are on defense. When we've watched this over the semi-final and the final, the thing that stood out is Andriy's defensive. He's tipped people over and scored defensive touchdowns. And now you've got to do that to him. That's massive.
Counterpoint, the thing that let Andriy get dragged back from 1-0 up to 1-all in game 2 last night, just yesterday in the semi-final, was that the offense wasn't so strong.
Yeah.
So that's... I just want to ask you, because I know you're going to disagree with me, Jimmy, but is there any argument if Diomed gets in first this time, gets the ball first, gets the coin toss, say, put the Nobility on offense and say to them, go on, score, I dare you?
No.